We're gonna talk about some leadership principles. We're gonna talk about duplication. We're gonna talk about what it takes to build a real business. We don't wanna just get into something and make a little bit of money and then it all falls apart, a little pop and drop action. How many of us have seen people get really excited about something, they recruit a bunch of people, they promote it for about 90 days, and then they quit before they even get started? I love when someone's like, I think I'm gonna quit. And I'm like, really? I never knew you started. See, when you have that mindset that you're gonna do it until you're successful, until you fire your boss, until you're where you wanna be, until you're making an impact and not just an income. See, your story would suck if it happened fast. Your story would suck if you had overnight success. In fact, those stories, a lot of times, it's like you wanna highlight those stories, but with an asterisk. You wanna highlight those stories with an asterisk. See, we recruit a lot of leaders. We bring over leaders all the time, people that maybe are in a company that gets shut down or, they're looking to pivot into something else. And, they might have fast success when they come over here. They might make a check with a comma right away. They might make 5 figures a month right away. They might build a team that grows fast and they hit momentum right out of the gates, but that's because they paid the price somewhere else. They're not actually getting started in network marketing. They're just getting started in a new company. And there are people once in a while, they have a lot of success their first time in network marketing, but I can tell you a lot of times it pops and it drops. Why? Because they bring in a bunch of people because of their influence, right? Maybe they're an attorney, a business owner, a very successful realtor, and they bring in a whole lot of people because they're influential, but because they don't really know how to build a business, they don't know how to lead teams, it falls apart as quickly as it blew up, it blows out. So understand that you have to develop the skills. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen. I'm thankful it took me 7 years. I wasn't thankful at the time, but looking back, I'm glad it took me 7 years to fire my boss. I'm glad it took me 16 years to become a 7-figure earner. And I gotta say, for many, many years, I hate to admit this, but I kind of felt like it might never happen. I'm glad it took me a while because I had to get so good at this so that when it did happen, I could handle the success and the growth. I could handle different situations, but leadership is not about a title. It's about a decision. You have to drop all your excuses. See, most people carry around 2 bags and it's weighing them down. It's holding them back. It's the blame bag and the excuse bag. Drop those suckers. We need to drop our excuses. When you're building a network marketing business, you can feel sorry for yourself, but that's not gonna help you grow. That's not gonna help you get to the next level, right? Maybe your upline quit. Maybe you don't have any upline. Maybe you're in an old school company. Maybe your product's too expensive, but are people still buying the products? But let's say you're selling something like, I don't know, expensive jewelry, or you're selling something that's just not an essential product. It's not something, but would you agree there's still people in your company that are having success? There's people in your company that had no mentorship. They had no upline. They're still having success. There's always someone that has it worse off than you, that has less money, less credibility, less experience. They're younger. They're way older. They don't understand technology. They're in an old school company, whatever it is, but there's people in your company winning. So you got to drop the excuses. You got to drop the blame. It's nobody's fault. In fact, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. Your upline does not determine your success. Your company does not determine your success. You determine your success. You got to work on yourself. You got to develop skills. You got to work on your mindset. This is your adversary right here. Your limiting beliefs. There's people that had it worse off than you and they figured out a way to win. So let me ask you a question. Who are your mentors? What books are you reading? What skills are you developing? Whatever you lack, you attack. Write that down. Whatever you lack, you attack. Do you suck at videos? Time to do a video challenge. Challenge yourself to do a video every day. Do you suck at closing? Have you purchased any books on closing? There are a plethora. Just go Google top books on closing, top programs on closing. Who are the top closers in your company? People want a mentor, but they don't do what the mentor says, or they don't deserve a mentor yet. We don't want to mentor, us leaders, we don't want to mentor a whiner. We want to mentor a warrior. We want to mentor somebody that's hungry, that's fired up. There's plenty of books out there on leadership development. So if you're not where you want to be, are you reading 10 pages a day of a good book? Are you going through a course or a program? Are you working on yourself? Another thing I want to talk about, write this down. Build relationships with your teammates. Build relationships with people in your upline, your sideline, and your downline, mostly in your downline. You have to create a family-like environment because people will quit on a job. They'll quit on a business, but they won't quit on a friend. They won't quit on someone that believes in them. You want to create a culture where everyone has value, where everyone can contribute. You want to create an environment where you run with the runners, walk with the walkers, and crawl with the crawlers, and don't make anyone feel badly for how slowly they are building. In fact, I'd be recognizing every little thing. I'd be recognizing people in their ATMing. Those of you that use the ATM system, I'd recognize people when they acquire their first customer, their 50th customer. I'd be recognizing people that are setting up group chats. I'd be recognizing people that are doing curiosity posts, curiosity videos, launch videos. Especially the people that are brand new. If you actually looked at your business and you go, where are the holes? What's holding me back from getting to that next level? Even if you're at $1 million a month, how do you get to 2 million a month? Honestly, you got to double your recruiting. You got to double your customer acquisition, meaning if you just look at the numbers and you track your numbers, I'd be tracking, write this down. I would be tracking, if I were you, I'd be tracking how many people rank advanced on a month-to-month basis. I'd be tracking how many new customers. I'd be tracking how many new distributors, tracking volume. You got to start tracking your numbers. It's important. It's paramount. If somebody says, I'm serious about my business, you got to track your numbers. And then what I pay attention to is the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, and then month end. So that way I can see where I'm at week to week, month to month, year to year. See, it's easy to be positive when your business is growing. A leader is positive even when their business is declining. It happens to us, right? We get so excited. We get so emotional. We get wrapped up in the growth and the momentum, but that doesn't happen forever. There's no company in the world that just goes up indefinitely. It's going to pop, plateau, and maybe even drop. But that's okay if you're in it for the long term and you're committed. You're not going to get upset. But if you're only in it for the short term, and you're only thinking based in 30-day increments or 1-year increments, like, well, I'll stay until it's not working anymore. I'm here as long as I'm making money, but if I'm not making money, I'm going to quit. And look, I understand, like I was in a company for 7 years. So of course, after 7 years, that's a pretty good time to say, you know what, I've been here 7 years. It's not working. I don't believe in this business anymore. But if you're in a business for 7 months and it's going up and down, you can't get discouraged so easily. Look, I remember first learning about the emotional roller coaster, and they were explaining the emotional roller coaster. And I'm like, dude, that's me. That is freaking me. I sign up somebody, I'm on top of the world. Too excited because they're like, I know everybody. And then you come to find out nobody knows them. I got too excited about a rank advancement. I got too excited about short-term wins. And I got way too discouraged when someone quit. I got way too discouraged when somebody decided to go in a different direction or said no to me. All right, so another thing when it comes to leadership, establish accountability. Reach out to your upline. Let them know you're ready, but don't tell them you're ready. Meaning tell them you're ready, but don't just tell them, show them. Don't say, what do I do now? You know what to freaking do. Go talk to 10 people a day. Don't go to sleep until you talk to 10 people a day about your business. This is not rocket science. Talk to 10 people a day about your business or 5 people a day. I don't care. Talk to 5 people a day about your products. If you're talking to people every day, your business is going to grow. If you're not talking to humans, you are not going to have success. This is common knowledge. Force your upline to pay attention to you because you're taking action. They see you ATMing. You're setting up group chats. You're engaging in the Facebook team group. You're engaging in the team chats. When someone asks a question, you're stepping up and answering the question if you know the answer. You're supporting. You're dropping love and helping boost other people's posts. You're encouraging people even if they're not on your team. If you're having trouble closing, if you're having trouble mentoring your team, go help someone else close. Go help someone else, mentor someone else. I'm telling you, there's something about helping other people that puts you in a better frame of mind. It puts you in a better state. How many of you know Tony Robbins talks about getting in state, right? Gratitude gets you in state. Personal development gets you in state. Taking action gets you in state. Helping someone, even if it doesn't make you money, gets you in state. You as a leader need to create infrastructure so people can plug in and do your best to keep it simple. Simplify to multiply. Write that down. Simplify to multiply. This is a major key in building a business of significance. You have to simplify what you're doing. See, if you're telling people you got to go through all this training, it's going to take you a few hours, but you'll be good. No, dude. I want people, when someone joins, I want them literally posting that day, OMG, I did a thing, big announcement coming soon with like an excited selfie. That's it. Simple. Or put out a post about the product. Or you could, promote the fact that you're going to go live with a big announcement, sharing your story, talking about why you're excited. So what you want to do if you're a leader, Create simple instruction and resources to help them launch. Give them scripts, give them examples of what to post, give them some guidance on how to create curiosity, maybe create some FAQs or some different documents, PDFs, resources, things to help them to simplify what to do. You want to make it dummy proof. Now, also understand you're going to deal with different personalities, right? You're going to deal with people with different goals, different interest levels, different commitment levels. I will say this, don't work with people that suck your energy. Anybody ever worked with an energy vampire? It's like they send you a message. It's almost always a complaint. It's always negative. You don't have to work with people like that. Now, I will tell you, I'm an interesting leader because I like sometimes a good challenge, and I will mentor just about anybody. But if they're negative and they're whiny, I will absolutely call them out on the carpet. Sometimes you got to call people out on the carpet. You got to say, listen, come here. We got to talk. Here's the deal. Stop being negative. Stop complaining. You want to be successful? Fantastic. I want you to be successful, but I need you to work on your positivity. I need you to work on your mindset. Because if you think that you're going to fail, if you think nobody's buying your product, if you think your team is dead, you're right. You're right. Whatever you think about, you bring about. But you are going to deal with different personalities. You're going to get the analyticals. Listen, I have some insane patience. I get people that are like super inquisitive. They got a billion questions. It takes weeks, maybe even months to finally get them to sign up. But I'm not chasing them. I'm just answering their questions, giving them the information. I'm not spending too much time on them. All right. And then you get people on your team that maybe, again, they get frustrated easily. They get discouraged easily. I try to coach them through it. And I'll be honest with you. I think the reason I'm great at coaching the very emotional types, because I was that way when I was new to the profession. I was very feisty, very competitive. I could be a whiner. I would get pissed. Look, I speak my mind. I drive my wife crazy sometimes. So I understand when someone gets pissed off. I can talk them through that because I can relate to them. You're going to get people that just want to help people. They don't care about the money. They just want to make a difference, right? You're going to get people that are very much into the fun atmosphere of network marketing. You got to make it fun for those people. You want to appeal to all the personalities. You should have a ton of emphasis on customer acquisition. You don't want the FTC knocking on your door. Plus, ultimately, don't you want more people winning? Don't you want the average person that's getting started to have success? Here's the key. Teach them how to acquire customers. It's easier to duplicate customer acquisition than it is team building and recruitment. Think about it. You could build a smaller team. Make more money if you have more customer acquisition. It shouldn't just be recruiters recruiting recruiters to recruit more recruiters. Two, they get two. Who's getting customers? Why do you think my last company was shut down? There wasn't enough customer acquisition. Your goal, in my opinion, should be a 10-to-1 customer to rep ratio. For every one distributor on your team, you should have an average of 10 customers. Now, some will have hundreds, some will have none. That's just the way it is. But that would be my mindset if I were you.